The Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd has been serving the Glens Falls area and the Adirondack region for 50 years, beginning as a small mission congregation meeting in temporary quarters, to now enjoying our lovely church at 543 Glen Street in Glens Falls, New York. We offer a full worship and activity schedule of Bible studies, youth and adult education and activities, and service and fellowship groups. This is our story. We invite you to take a seat as the congregation gathers for the celebration service of the 50th anniversary of this church on June 6, 1999. 50 years of growth and dedication to the community. You'll meet several people who helped the church grow, hear from current members about their enthusiasm for our life, and enjoy yesterday and today. The Reverend Gary E. Gurman of Peekskill, New York, was called by the Atlantic District Board to inaugurate the district's mission program in Glens Falls. The current property, located on Glen Street, was purchased for this new mission church. Pastor and Marian Gurman arrived in Glens Falls on December 17th, 3 days after they were married in Peekskill. That first service was conducted in the once quiet and empty house on December 21st, 1947.
My name is Marie Evans. I am 86 now, but back in 1926, Gary Gurman and I were confirmed in the Trinity Lutheran Church in Utica. And his grandfather was the minister there, and his father used to pass the plate for the, and he'd say, "Now don't take off some." And Gary used to was upstairs in the choir, and I used to kind of look his way and he'd look mine, but we didn't go out together, but we were just kind of friends and instructions. So, and I remember he was very smart, and on Palm Sunday we had to answer questions, and I thought, well, if I don't know it, Gary will, because I knew he was going to be a minister. And then on Easter Sunday, we were confirmed. So we've been friends for a long, long time, and he married my daughter and my son, and he baptized their children.
The 543 Glen Street building and property were purchased at the cost of $22,000, and for 5 years the Glen Street house served admirably, though on a limited basis, as both church and parsonage. On June 5, 1949, with 114 charter communicant members, our day of organization service was held at the Episcopal Church of the Messiah in Glens Falls, with about 350 people present. In these early days of our church history, it was announced that Sunday school classes would begin on February 1st, 1948. 7 months after the organization service, the congregation declared its independence from the support of the Atlantic District and became a self-supporting congregation. Through a chance meeting with Mr. Julius Perlmutter of Albany, New York, owner of the Lake George Drive-In Theater, Pastor Gurman was granted the use of the drive-in facility for services on Sunday mornings. There were recorded hymns that were projected through the speaker system each Sunday. There was a great deal of enthusiasm and cooperation on the part of everyone involved in this unique ministry. A truly gifted committee of church members constructed a portable worship platform and a large cross, and the white movie screen served as the backdrop for worship. Each week, large baskets of flowers donated by Evelyn's Flowers of Glens Falls flanked the lectern, and the American and Christian flags were displayed in their proper places. Ushers greeted the cars as they entered the theater and distributed literature, visitor cards, collection envelopes, and bulletins. The theater was conveniently located on the left side of Route 9, about 5 miles north of Glens Falls, where the Colonel Williams Motel is now located. June 25, 1950 was the date of the first drive-in service. Flyers were distributed, and the news media assisted in promoting the new service. Sabbath Day Worship Behind the Wheel, it was called, and come in your car dressed as you are. These eye-catching slogans were used to make vacationers feel welcome and not conspicuous. Drive-in services were held for 11 weeks in the summer, and as the services progressed weekly, it was observed that people from all 50 states and of all known religious faiths attended those unique services. Sunday school was conducted during the service for children of all ages. And with the popularity of these services, it was necessary to locate a larger facility. Beginning with the 1952 summer season, services were held in the Fort George Drive-In Theater, located on the corner of Route 9 and Beach Road, a few miles north of the original drive-in. The 15th and last of the summer drive-in services began on June 28, 1964.
By early December 1952, the Undercoff was ready to serve the congregation comfortably until funds were available to complete the sanctuary on the main floor. The chapel in the parsonage, which had served the congregation for a period of 5 years, was dismantled, and on December the 7th, 1952, the congregation gathered for public worship in the new undercroft of the new building behind the parsonage of Bowman Avenue. In early 1958, the congregation decided to take the final step necessary to complete the church edifice. With Milton L. Crandall of Glens Falls as architect, plans were submitted, and together with the building committee and the board of trustees and pastor, the projected plans were presented to the congregation in detail. There were many memorial donations for furnishings and stained glass windows. On the 10th anniversary of the official organization of the Lutheran Church, the new church was dedicated on May 10, 1959. The vision at this time for the growth of the church was to connect the two buildings with a portico and transform the present facility into a parish hall and Sunday school rooms.
The symbol and landmark which graces the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd property in Glens Falls is the 7-foot sculpture of Christ the Good Shepherd. It was erected in 1968, and over the many years since its dedication, it has served as the identifying symbol of the church. The depiction of the Good Shepherd was created and presented to the church by Chestertown artist Jack Binder, who was well known throughout the eastern United States. One wood carving, the dove, symbolizing the Holy Spirit, graces the baptistry in our church.
In September of 1973, after 26 years of devoted ministry to Glens Falls, Pastor Gurman felt that he had fulfilled his ministry to the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd, and he announced his retirement effective December 31st, 1973. The Reverend Peter Stang Hoyer accepted the call to become pastor of our congregation and served from 1974 until 1977. At the end of that year saw the arrival of Pastor John S. Collier, who served the congregation until August of 1982. During those years, the congregation experienced phenomenal growth, and so once again the building was expanded. January the 11th, 1981, with an addition of the south and west ends of the building, the church was rededicated in a divine worship service. Although Pastor Collier never understood why, a reporter from the Lutheran Witness showed up and interviewed a number of parishioners one day. A few months later, there was a full-page article about our church for everyone to read in the Lutheran publication. The article described how the people of Good Shepherd fell into problems growing out of the cynical controversy, and between 1974 and 1977, we had lost 1/3 of our membership. With love, patience, prayer, and dogged determination, and all the wonderful people at Good Shepherd, they came back. It was a renewal. In 1982, the congregation numbered 470, and there were more confirmed adults than teenagers that year.
We're George and Julie Miller. Been with the church, married there in 1980. What else can I say?
Pastor Collier married us.
Pastor Collier married us.
It was really nice to see him this afternoon.
Right, and we've worked with the youth group on and off since 1980. We had a point in our lives where we weren't involved with the church, but we came back to the church.
The kids brought us back.
Yeah, our daughter Joy. We have 3 children: Valerie, Joy, and John. Let's see.
And it was driving down Glen Street during our hiatus that Joy said, "Gee, Dad, what's that?" And we told her that it was the church that we were married in. And she said, "Well, why can't we go back?"
And that brought us back, and here we are in 1999.
Pastor Collier began a vacation Bible school when he was here. It was really his thing. In 1982, when he left the Glens Falls area, he stayed until the vacation Bible school was over. Pastor Collier, having completed his mission here at Good Shepherd, accepted a call in Sayville, Long Island in 1982. Pastor loved a challenge, and he was ready for a new one. Privately, though, he revealed that sometimes he wished that he had stayed here. 2 of his 5 children still live in the area, so that he has an opportunity to visit occasionally. It was a treat to see him and his wife Pat at the anniversary celebration.
Pastor Alfred P. Grazer was installed on August 21st, 1983.
And the possibility that there are folks watching who don't know who we are, I'm Pastor Grazer, and this is my wife, Jean. We came to Good Shepherd in the summer of 1983 and remained as pastor and wife teamed together until I retired in 1995, the summer of 1995.
There's a little story about the night we arrived at Good Shepherd, though.
Yeah.
We arrived with a bird and 2 dogs, right? And no key to get in the parsonage. We couldn't even get in. So I had to take the 2 dogs and sleep in the pastor's study in the church.
On the floor.
On the floor. Pastor got the bird and he got to sleep on the couch out in the narthex until the next morning because no one was expecting us that night. So that's quite a thing I'll never forget.
Some memories shared by Pastor Grazer were the fact that oftentimes tour buses would stop right in front of the parsonage and the passengers would disembark in order to take pictures of the lovely rock garden surrounding the Good Shepherd statue, as well as the exit door in the front of the nave. Pastor Collier's daughter was one of the principal artists that executed the charcoal image of the Good Shepherd on the door. Unfortunately, vandals smashed that window, and another of Good Shepherd's artists, Robin Brewer, was asked to reproduce the window, so there had to be a new rendition of the Good Shepherd. The painting takes on a vibrancy of its own when the morning sun pours through the windows, said Pastor Grazer. There were several special events held in the fellowship hall during the 12-year period that Pastor Grazer served the congregation. The annual bazaars, the Lenten festival, hymn sing, and the dedication of the new Allen organ in October of 1986.
My name is David Krogman. I was thinking back over the years that I've been part of the congregation and part of the trustees and council, held the position of secretary of the congregation for many years and still do. Thought of some of the special events in my life and my family's life that involve the church, so many. My wedding day with Barbara was celebrated at the church with Pastor Collier. My daughter Allison and Grant were both baptized in the church. My son David, Jason, and now Allison this year were all confirmed. They all brought back wonderful memories of just a wonderful period of time and hope of additional future years of worship and enjoyment in the congregation. I guess one of my fondest memories of the congregation is when Allison was born. She was premature by quite a number of weeks. She had some difficulty breathing, and she was flown from Glens Falls Hospital by State Police helicopter to Albany Medical Center the next morning. It was a very difficult time for us, and one in which we relied totally upon our faith. And Barbara was still in the hospital in Glens Falls, and I recall after the helicopter took off, I jumped in the car and probably sped down the Northway to be there. She had already arrived at the hospital, and I'd been stabilized, and I parked my car and ran up to the elevator and went up to the pediatrics ward, and the door opened, the pediatrics ward, and there stood Pastor Grazier. And he had arrived before I did. He had given a special blessing to Allison, and just wonderful words of encouragement, and that event just sticks in my mind first and foremost, and typifies the years of involvement that I've had with the church, and the love that is experienced every day in the congregation.
In March of that same year, an elevator was installed in the church to provide increased access for handicapped members of the congregation. In April of 1993, Reverend Alfred Grazier was honored by the congregation for his 35 years as an ordained minister. He and his wife Jean resided in the parsonage at 543 Glen Street with 4 of their 6 children. Pastor Grazier retired in 1995, and the call committee was once again put to work. During the interim period that we were without the leadership of a pastor, the congregation, with their zest and foresight, voted to convert the current parsonage at 543 Glen Street to an education center. The total cost of the project was not to exceed $60,000, and this was accomplished, and a dedication service was held in May of 1998. Again, with their clear vision and the generous offer of manpower from one of our members, the Ladies' Society embarked on a venture to renovate our kitchen in the fellowship hall. The dedication in May 1998 was one to include this project as well. A very visible and beautiful addition to the church property was a 12-foot metal cross on the north side of the church property, adjacent to the shrubbery and church proper. This is a memorial dedicated to Pastor Gurman and the years that he served as pastor of the Good Shepherd in Glens Falls. Reverend William B. Everly is our current pastor and came to Good Shepherd in 1996 from Ellis Hospital in Schenectady.
Hi, I'm Pastor Bill Everly. I've been here at Good Shepherd for 3 years, and it's just very exciting, wonderful, and I love the opportunity of being able to serve after so many wonderful pastors ahead of me, Pastor Gurman and Pastor Hoyer and Collier and Grazier. And they've done a marvelous job of setting up the foundation and gathering a group of just marvelous, loving, serving Christians. And looking back on 50 years, it's marvelous, but I'm looking forward to the next 50 years.
In May of 1998, the Good Shepherd House, as it has been officially named, was dedicated in a service by Pastor Everly. In 1986, Donna West took over the Vacation Bible School. Last year, we had approximately 83 children attending, with 51 staff members participating. Half of those were full-time workers, and 28 teenagers assisted as well. As for the Sunday school, there have been several changes in the format. Donna West has been directing the Sunday school program at Good Shepherd since 1990. The biggest concern at that time was the fact that we were losing a lot of teenagers. Once they were confirmed, they were gone. Dave Thumb then began a junior high school class, and there's been a high school Bible study in place since 1995. Enrollment in Sunday school is currently around 82, up from the 60s that it had been. And there are team teachers in every class with a mission leader and a secretary.
Hi, my name is Holly Schulte, and I've been a member of Good Shepherd Lutheran Church for about 10 years now, and I got involved with the children through Sunday school, children's choir, and also with my boys growing up, keeping them active in Sunday school was very important. One of our favorite things to do has been Vacation Bible School down in West. Sought me out quite quickly after I was there, and I've been involved with it ever since. We have 2 great weeks in the summer where we invite children from our own church and congregations all over, and also some children who are unchurched. And we've had a great summer. I've been involved with music, and it's just been a wonderful opportunity. Many of our children who started at Vacation Bible School are now coming back as teen helpers. And you see your seeds that are planted growing as these kids have grown up. 10 years later, my kids are getting bigger, and the church has grown with the kids, and now we offer a very active youth group.
The youth group has had several counselors over the years: Angela Gray, George and Julie Miller, Ken and Pat Miner, Jean Grazer, Michelle Millette, Carrie Kessabon. And then for a few years, there was no one. A few years ago, we were fortunate to have Denise Mayer in our midst. Denise is currently the part-time assistant to Pastor Everly, and she is the leader of our Tic Tac group. That stands for Teens in Christ, Talking About Christ.
My name is Joe Cummings, and I just wanted to talk about the youth group. Denise Mayer is our new youth group leader. She's here every Friday with us for from 7 to 11 to like join in fun games and like work on the newsletter for the youth group and everything. I think Denise is a great person because she's like a friend and a leader.
Denise has taken the group hiking up Mount Marcy, canoeing on Scroon Lake, bicycling to Camp Sunrise, participating in fast food, as well as Make a Difference Day.
Hi, I'm Denise Mayer. I've been a member here for just a few years, and I've just really enjoyed the family feeling and the friends and great relationships that I've made. And I'm really looking forward to the direction the church is heading in the future, continuing on from the 50 years of the past. And I'm just thrilled to be a part of it and thrilled to be a part of this family.
In July 1998, 8 teenagers as well as 2 adults attended the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod Youth Gathering in Atlanta, Georgia. There were over 30,000 youth and adults at the gathering from all around the country. Everyone came back renewed and refreshed with the power of the Holy Spirit and the witnessing that took place. In 1997, the Lutheran Layman League's Men's Club sponsored dinners. The congregation has been very responsive to the breakfasts and luncheons that the Men's Club has organized and sponsored. With their proceeds, they have been able to help out the youth group and their expenses to attend the National Convention in Missouri, as well as sponsoring a congregational picnic at Crandall Park and assisting the Orphan Grain Train.
I'm Adolf Meyer. Most of you know me. I've been here since 1955. I'm the church representative for LLL. And a while ago we started a men's club, and the men's club is flourishing. We've been doing a lot of things that are exciting. We're doing a lot of things for the community. We got tied up with the Open Door Kitchen, and we go there once a month. We have put breakfast and early luncheons every third Sunday of the month on our calendar in church. And a lot of our congregational members must like our food because we're getting good donations.
Dennis Searles is the director of music here at Good Shepherd, and he has been since 1986. The senior choir, numbering about 10 or 12 members, rehearses weekly from September to June. There is also a junior choir, and Connie Schofield's directing, as well as a bell choir with Holly Schultze directing. The congregation is blessed with several accomplished musicians and vocalists. Making a joyful noise has never been easier. The church women of the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd have as their focus service and fellowship. Monthly meetings are held on the second Tuesday evening from September through June, consisting of a program, business meeting preceded by devotions, and refreshments with time to visit. There is an average attendance of 20. All women are invited and welcome. Special fellowship times are enjoyed at the annual June picnic and the December holiday meeting. Funds are raised by the group through various means and allocated to 2 ongoing monthly projects, one local and one countrywide, in addition to supporting the needs right here at Good Shepherd. Also, with a small change in mite boxes, contributions are sent to support worldwide missions.
Now, let us return and enjoy some more glorious moments from our 50th anniversary celebration.
Is a good day to re-understand, refocus on your 50th anniversary on all the ways in which you have walked down God's way and how He has blessed you in them. And where you have not, how He has corrected you. And how that way has never been a set of rules or regulations, how that way has always been a person whose name is Jesus. And how your evangelical heart here at Good Shepherd has always been to say the Good Shepherd takes us by the hand and leads us. The Good Shepherd is the one who knows the way. We shall not want because we follow that way. And it's also a good day today to understand that when we fall short and when we wander off on our own, we have one who pulls us back, who cannot but pull us back, because the way He walked was the way to that cross. And He did it for us and on our behalf and as an example to us that we might take up our cross and follow Him. Think back today to all the ways in which God has been with you on the way at this church. Some of you who are charter members, 50 years of memories here. Some of you who are children, your whole lives here. A lot of you were confirmed in this building. A lot of you were married in this place. A lot of you have done all of the important vows and promises in your life right here. Is that not a blessing? Is that not an incredible blessing for you? Has it not been a way, the only way you could stay on the way was by having this place dedicated to Jesus' truth and Jesus' love? I believe so. And so today, my sincere first word to you is to remain on the way whose name is Jesus, to walk hand in hand with Him. You've been given such great shepherding through the years.
For your word and sacraments, which have sustained the faithful and breathed the spiritual life into this communion for 50 years, and for the mutual strengthening of faith, you have provided the members of this parish through their common witness and worship as a Christian congregation.
We give you glory and thanks, O Lord.
For the called servants that you have over these 50 years sent to this place, publicly to preach and teach your word among us. For the faithful believers you have raised up, who have responded to your word by giving of their time and talents and treasures.
We hope that you have enjoyed this visual journey of the history and celebration of the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd. We are alive and well, as you have seen. We invite you to join us on Sundays for worship services beginning at 8 a.m., 10:45 a.m., or 7 p.m. Sunday school, Bible studies, and adult choir are at 9:30 a.m. Sundays. The founders of our church had a vision 50 years ago. Through the hard work and prayers of our members today, we face the future optimistically as we enjoy the Holy Spirit's blessing of continued growth. Good Shepherd's vision statement is know, love, and serve God through Christ. Thank you, and God bless.